Hi, welcome to the Eastern Township School Board series of videos. In this module, we're going to look at the the Google Apps and the Google Drive, part of the Introduction to Technologies for Learning course. Now, the Google Apps and Google Drive are very practical because they allow you to have access to some of the best software out there for free. So thankfully, the whole Google environment is connected. You've got Google Chrome as a browser, you've got Gmail, you've got YouTube, Maps, Translate. These are things that are very practical. But on top of that, you have the Google Apps and the Google Drive. So if I click here on the bookmark bar and I click on Apps, I've got, of course, their web store that allows us to look at different apps that we can download for free. So it could be staying at home, editor's pick, so on and so forth. If you want to say a reader in dark mode, you can just add it to your Chrome and that will let you read in dark mode. So let's go back to apps here. So that's the Google Store. You can explore that. Then you've got Slides, Docs, and Sheets. Those are the equivalent to, respectively, PowerPoint, Word, and Excel. Now, the nice thing here is that you can arrange them in the order that you use them. For example, if I use Gmail a lot, I can put that first. And then I can say, well, I use Docs after that. I use my Google Drive even before that. And I use Sheets a lot, Slides, and then YouTube. And then I can put the web store. So you can reorganize them in the way you use them. So if you click on Gmail, for example, you'll go straight into Gmail. Now, Gmail is also kind of a hub. So when you're inside of any one of these applications, you can actually use this here to, sorry, I made a mistake. I thought I was in Google Drive. So you can use that little grid here that are all the Google apps. Again, here you can organize them in the order that you want. Now, you'll notice that it remembered the order that I used previously. So you can put, for example, YouTube here, your classroom there. There's a lot of different apps that you can use. The major ones that we're going to concentrate on are, of course, Gmail, the Drive, Docs, Sheets. And if you want to see more, you can see more in here. And again, you can organize every single one of them in the order that you want. You can even grab more of them from the marketplace. So that's the Google environment, the Google apps. Let's go to the Google Drive here. So Google Drive is an area that you have your own private area in which you can see all the different files that you're working on. Now, you can also have shared drive, which is practical because you can share a drive, for example, with a teacher or different students. So if you're working in, say, your English class, you can share your drive or share certain files with your teacher, and that will enable them to have access to it. And you can even work on the same document at the same time, which is very practical. So the Google Apps, again, if I go back to apps, are Docs, Sheets, Slides, so on and so forth. Whenever you're in any single one of them, for example, if I click on Google Docs, right now I can start a document. I can look at my recent document. You can scroll down, see all the recent document that you worked on or that you opened. And then you can use template in order to create some. Now, if you want to go back to any different ones, you can actually click here. See, this is the button I was trying to click in Gmail. I'm so used to clicking on it inside of the other application. Those will let you create directly, let's say, a Google Sheet, which is the equivalent to Excel. You want to go back to Docs, click here. So that lets you navigate between them. Using template is a very efficient way to use this. You can start with a blank page, but you can also use the template gallery. Clicking here will give me the different templates. You can submit a template if you create a template that you want to reuse. You can go under General and see all the different templates that are available in here, whether it's personal, for work, sales, legal, human resources, so on and so forth. So if you like the look of something, even though it might not be in the category that you want, you can always use it for the look. I'm just going to go back here and create a blank document. So right now we're in Google Docs, which is exactly like Microsoft Word, except it's much more simple. Microsoft Word, in my opinion, has become so bloated over the year that you can create a whole book in there, but typically you want to use a word processor to write. You just want to write some text. So you've got access to your toolbar. You can undo, redo, you can print, you can put text that is bold, you can change the size of the text, you can pick the font that you want to use, you can pick if it's left or right aligned, you can do number list or bulleted list. You can have your format, different paragraph styles for titles and subtitles. You can create columns. You can insert drawing images. You can insert a table and horizontal lines, so on and so forth. It's very based on being able to write some text and doing a good looking document without all the bloatedness of the Microsoft Word. Now, if you want to write a document, I'm just going to write the word test in here. Oops, if I can do that. There we go. Now up here, this is the document's title. Let's call it test. So when I click on it, you'll notice that it automatically took the first word because I have one word. If I had a phrase here, it would actually put it in here. So you can click on there to rename it. Now by default, it's going to save it on your drive. If you click here, you can decide where you want to put it on your Google Drive. So you can create a new folder in here in which you're going to put your document. So let me create a folder here that I'm going to call school. And click here to create the folder. So inside that school folder, I'm just going to move here. Now, if I go back and I click on test, it now shows that it is in the school folder. It says that it's been moved from my drive to school. I'm going to dismiss this image. This warning. So now if I want to see my file, where is it? Well, let's go back to my Google Apps just to go from the start. Now I would go back to Docs, and I'm going to have the opportunity to create a new document, or I can see here the most recent document I worked on, which is test. So I can click here and open it right up. Now let's say I'm on Google Drive and I want to find where it is on Google Drive. Well, let me just go on the Google Drive. So let's close this down. I'm going to create a new tab in here, go to my apps, and go to my Google Drive. Now in Drive, under quick access, the very first document that is there is the one that I created. But let's say I want to find it, because let's say I've created 20 different documents since then. So what I can do is I can go to my Drive on the left, open it up, and you can see my school folder right here. Very simple. Click on it, I can see the test document right in there. So whether you're using different apps like Docs or Sheets or Slides, you can very quickly find them in your Drive by either creating a folder or putting them in your Drive. So here I've got an Outlook folder that has some PDFs in here, and I've got my school folder. If you want to create a new document, just click here. You can decide to create a new folder, a new Google Doc, a new Sheets, a form, so on and so forth, and even more. There's quite a few things that are all included for free, which is the amazing thing about the Google environment. All these apps are available for free, and if you want to upgrade to bigger storage, if you have so many things, you can click on here and you can see the storage that you're using, and you can actually take a subscription to get a bit more storage, providing a monthly fee. But you really don't need it. I've been using the Drive for years and I still have yet to reach the limit. So there you go. That's a quick overview of the Google Maps and the Google Drive environment. Don't forget, you can always click on app here, rearrange them the way you want to. And if you're in Google Mail, because you already go there, then all you have to do is click on that little pattern up here and you'll have access to all those different Google Drive and Google apps.